Alright folks, this is just going to be a brief overview of what I expect in terms of flooding over the next couple of days here across the Northeast. Thursday and Friday, my main concern for most of the mid-Atlantic into New England. And this is just my rainfall expectations. Right off the bat, I think Boston's looking at a ½ inch to an inch of isolated higher amounts, isolated lower amounts. Then out west, most of the big cities are going to be seeing between 1 and 2 inches of flooding rain. The rivers are going to have problems in northern New Jersey. I know that for sure. We're also looking at that same 1 to 2 inch implication across central and western Massachusetts. I have moderate to high confidence in this forecast. And then our main problem here is going to be across central Pennsylvania, parts of inland New York, western and central, along with eastern and central West Virginia. That's where the rivers are going to have the biggest problem. And again, this is not set in stone. This is just my latest thinking as of 4:06 p.m. on Tuesday, and I believe that this is the best forecast I can produce. For folks in the Appalachians, you know what? I think you're going to have a flooding problem. Let's just put it that simple, and I'm going to show you why in just right now. Actually, I'm not going to make you wait 1 minute. I'm going to show you right now. Here's the GFS, and here we are out to this evening. And you see, we've got precipitation developing from Iowa to Louisiana. But one area I want you to concentrate on, this is going to be essentially the area of instigation, and it's essentially right near between Arkansas through Louisiana and into Mississippi. That's where most of our moisture for the storm is getting generated. If you look at the actual low center, like that's just a couple showers around it. All the moisture is to the south of the low, and it's getting sucked up out of the Gulf. If you look at those isobars, they're coming straight out of the Gulf of Mexico, where our moisture is coming from. That's our big time moisture source with this event, which is why we're going to have a big time flooding problem. And though as we go for the day on Wednesday, lots of heavy rain is going to move through this area, but it's not going to be flooding rain except for localized locations. But then as we make our way out to later Wednesday, that's essentially going to be the period of transition here, as the low is going to move across Michigan, and we're going to see a couple of snow showers and windy conditions across the upper Midwest. And at that point, you're going to start tapping you're going to end tapping the Eastern Gulf, and you're going to begin tapping the Atlantic Wednesday evening, so that by Thursday morning, you're looking at heavy rain developing through the northeastern United States. Exception, New England. Right from the get-go, it appears that most of central and eastern New England will be void of the heaviest flooding threat. Although that's not set in stone, that is our latest thinking. If you look at through the day on Wednesday, while these guys are getting pounded, you're just getting a south wind and a few showers. In the north country of New England, central northern Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, that's where you're looking at a couple snow showers through the day, and then it could be more organized as you make your way between, I'd say, 16 and 22Z across the north country. Meanwhile, as we make our way out to about 18Z, we've got a new low pressure system forming just south of Richmond, and that moves off to the northeast. And what happens here is it really shows a lot of precip on the GFS, just bombing out here by OZ around between 8 and 10 p.m. on Thursday. But I'm not sold on this yet. Now I'll show you that beyond 48 hours, the model consistency can get kind of sketchy. So we'll show you the GFS, and where are we seeing all that heavy rain by Thursday evening. Now, take a look at the Euro. Pretty much the same area. The difference with the Euro is that it's a little less progressive, and with the Euro, we're seeing that moving a bit slower, which is why the Euro prints out more precipitation. What happens here is that beyond 72 hours, that's when things get a bit complicated. We're likely going to have a little lake effect outbreak in here, but the main detail is across the northeast United States. Here we are at the GFS. It essentially swings through some precip in 1 to 2 inches of rain, ½ inch to an inch Boston metro. The European swings it through, but swings it through stronger and swings it through slower. It's going to swing through, however it does so, through the day on Friday. So Friday, rainy day in the northeast, clear cut. Okay, that's a clear cut forecast. Friday's just going to be wet. Now, we have two different model solutions here. I just went over them. So, what does each model solution implicate? You know, essentially the European, this is the, no, sorry, this is GFS. GFS is very close to my forecast, except a bit further east. Okay, if we could just shift this 50 to 100 miles east or so, that would be my forecast. Alright? So the GFS is pretty much in line to the west. However, or excuse me, to the east. The European is pretty much exactly in line. Okay? So we're seeing these models start to come in consistently with themselves in my forecast, but if we know anything about meteorology, it's not consistent until it's done. So we'll just have to see how the storm really turns out. And to see, you'll just have to stay tuned to Stormtopia.com. Also, guys, before I let you go, there's a 85 to 95% chance that I'm going to get out this afternoon and actually get you some cool little flooding footage from our area from this first little batch of rain. And you know what? You might enjoy the footage I captured from Maynard with the Assabet River. And I'm going to give you details on it in the video, so stay tuned. You may have a storm chase of the flooding coming soon to a computer near you. Alright guys, I'm done. Have a great day.